Good day and welcome to the Mullen Automotive Inc. Special Meeting of Stockholders. I would now like to turn the conference over to David Michery. Please go ahead.
Good morning and welcome to the reconvened Special Meeting of Stockholders of Mullen Automotive Inc. It is now 11 a.m. Pacific Time. My name is David Michery and I am the Chief Executive Officer of the company and will serve as the Chairman of the meeting. Also present are Tony Caridio, the Inspector of Elections, and representatives from our outside counsel, Manette, Phelps & Phillips, LLP, our proxy solicitor, Kingsdale Advisors, and Broadridge Financial Solutions, the vote tabulator for this meeting. I hereby call the Special Meeting of Stockholders back to order. We will begin the meeting by confirming the presence of a quorum, then proceed with presentation of the proposals before the meeting today, followed by a report of the preliminary results of voting. To follow along with the meeting, an agenda is available on screen at our meeting website. No questions will be permitted as this is not a forum to present questions or comments. An affidavit has been delivered attesting to the fact that the documents relating to the special meeting, including a proxy statement, a proxy card, and a prepaid postage envelope were mailed on or before November 25th, 2022 by Broadridge Financial Solutions to all stockholders on record as of November 21st, 2022. A first amendment to the proxy statement was published on December 16th, 2022, and a second amendment to the proxy statement was published on January 13th, 2023. If you wish to vote today, the polls are open and will stay open until I finish presenting the proposals in order to give you that opportunity. Tony Caridio has been appointed to act as Inspector of Elections for this meeting and any adjournments thereof, and has taken his oath to faithfully execute his duties as Inspector of Elections. Tony, please confirm the presence of a quorum.
Mr. Chairman, the official list of stockholders of the company and the number of shares entitled to vote as of the record date of November 21st, 2022, was certified by the company's transfer agent, Continental Stock Transfer and Trust Company. As of the record date, shares outstanding and entitled to vote totaled 1,659,097,754 shares of common stock, 1,925 shares of Series A preferred stock, 1 share of Series AA preferred stock, and 1,211,757 shares of Series C preferred stock. There were 0 shares of Series B preferred stock outstanding as of the record date. Pursuant to the company's bylaws, the presence in person or by proxy of holders of at least 33 1/3% of outstanding capital stock entitled to vote constitutes a quorum for the transaction of business at this meeting. The Series AA preferred stock does not count towards the establishment of a quorum. Present in person or represented by proxy today is more than 33 1/3% of the company's outstanding capital stock, which is sufficient for transacting the business of the meeting. I will provide the exact count of the voting power present or represented at this meeting in person or represented by proxy and will deliver a final report after the meeting.
Thank you, Tony. I declare a quorum is present and the meeting to be duly conveyed for the transaction of the business properly before it. We will now proceed to the proposals on which stockholders' votes will be taken today. Today, we will consider only Proposal 1, the reverse stock split proposal, and Proposal 4, the NASDAQ Listing Rule 5635D proposal. The special meeting will be partially adjourned to consider Proposal 2, the authorized share increase proposal, which will not be voted on today. Most stockholders voted on the internet, by telephone, or by mail. If you have previously voted and do not wish to change your vote, it is not necessary to vote today. Those of you who hold your shares in your own name our name as a record holder and have not yet submitted a proxy card or wish to vote your shares differently than you indicated on your proxy card may do so while I present the proposals. Those of you who hold your shares in the name of a third party, such as a broker, must have a legal proxy form the named stockholder if you wish to vote your shares today. Proposal 1, Reverse Stock Split. Proposal 1, the Reverse Stock Split proposal, seeks approval of an amendment to our second amended and restated certificate of incorporation, which amendment will not be filed prior to the later of March 6, 2023, and 180 days after such date, which later date depends on whether NASDAQ Stock Capital Markets, LLC, grants the company an additional 180-day extension to regain compliance with NASDAQ listing rules. To effect a reverse stock split of our outstanding shares of common stock in amount not less than 1 for 2 shares and not to exceed 1 for 25 shares, with the exact ratio to be set within the range at the discretion of our board of directors, provided, however, that the company will not file such amendment before May 1, 2023, to the effect the reverse stock split, unless needed in order to maintain continued inclusion in the Russell 2000, which requires a minimum stock price of $1, notwithstanding the foregoing. If Proposal 2 is not approved at the special meeting, then the board of directors may effectuate the reverse stock split at any time and at such time and date, if at all, as determined by the board of directors in its sole discretion, but no later than December 1, 2023, when the authority granted in this proposal to implement the reverse stock split would terminate. Our board has recommended to vote for the reverse stock split proposal. Proposal 4, the NASDAQ Listing Rule 5635D proposal, seeks approval for purposes of complying with NASDAQ Listing Rule 5635D of amendments to a securities purchase agreement to provide the issuance of $150 million in notes and up to $190 million in additional shares of Series D preferred stock with convertible stock, each convertible into shares of common stock and warrants exercisable into shares of common stock, and any future adjustments of conversion price of the notes or the Series D preferred stock or exercise price of the warrants. Our board has recommended a vote for the NASDAQ Listing Rule 5635D proposal. I now declare the polls closed. All shares of capital stock of Mullen Automotive, Inc. that are represented at this reconvened special meeting of stockholders of such corporation by one or more proxies granted to the undersigned and hereby voted in accordance with the instructions that appear on such proxy regarding Proposal 1 and Proposal 4 on the corporation's proxy card. If no instruction was provided on a proxy granted to the proxy holder and or to the extent that the proxy holder have discretionary authority to vote such proxy, the shares represented by such proxy are hereby voted in favor of the reverse stock split proposal and NASDAQ Listing Rule 5635D proposal. Will the Inspector of Elections please report the preliminary results of today's meeting?
Mr. Chairman, according to the preliminary results, for Proposal 1, excluding the Series AA preferred stock, the reverse stock split proposal has been approved. Proposal 4, the NASDAQ Listing Rule 5635D proposal has been approved.
Adjournment of the meeting. Thank you, Tony. We will report today's vote results in a Form 8-K to be filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission within 4 business days. One or more adjournments of this special meeting having previously been approved, I hereby adjourn this meeting solely with respect to Proposal 2, which is the authorized share increase proposal to provide additional time for stockholders to consider and vote on Proposal 2, and for us to solicit additional proxies in favor of the proposal. This special meeting will be reconvened solely with respect to Proposal Number 2 at 11 a.m. Pacific Time on Wednesday, January 25th, 2023. Only stockholders of record on November 21, 2022, the record date for the special meeting, on their legal proxy holders are entitled to vote. You may use the same internet link that you used today to attend the reconvened meeting. Thank you.
The conference has now concluded. Thank you for attending today's presentation. You may now disconnect.